Today is April 27th. This is COVID-19 Local Impact Ottawa Valley. I'm Trevor Riley. Here's a look at the COVID-19 situation. At the latest update, we had 15 confirmed cases and 1 death, 10 resolved cases, and total tests now sitting at 1,433, and negative tests now sit at 1,359, and 59 tests are currently awaiting to be processed. In Ontario, cases went up by 424, bringing it up to 14,856. That is a 2.9% increase from the last report. 892 deaths have been reported, along with 8,525 cases, and total testing has now reached 242,000. That is an increase of over 12,000 from the 10:30 a.m. report, April 27th. Today, we are getting an update from the Renfrew County District School Board as we talk about the distribution of Chromebooks to students and a new rollout of network-enabled devices for students who otherwise would not have access to internet services.
So far to date, as of today, Wednesday, April 22nd, we've distributed somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,800 Chromebooks to students who have requested them. We are also in the midst of now starting to roll out and make available devices that are Wi-Fi or cellular capable. So for students who live in the areas where they're underserved by internet accessibility, cellular functionality, we're going to have those. So we went ahead and purchased those. And we have about 90 or so right now, sort of the first wave that they're prepping for and making available to students and parents. Based on those requests, we put the call out through the teachers in schools, and they identified, declared that they had the need, and then really the process is the same in terms of how we're approaching it with respect to what we've done with our staff in the past, which is you show that you need the tech. We then coordinate a time with you, date and time. You come, and there's a sort of a staged process by which you access it. So it's at the school in a bag. The principal identifies you. You declare who you are. You're getting this. Okay, great. It's on a table. You come pick it up, and you're off with it.
Now, exercising social distancing while trying to get devices into the hands of students took some coordination. Staff and teachers had to set up pickup stations at each school.
Making sure that our policy and process that we developed was tested and had the input and guidance of the public health officials in our community. As we all know now, that's how we're operating, and we're according to those guidelines and the best recommendations from our public health professionals. So when we realized that we needed to get in the first stages of this closure, need to allow our staff to get in to access stuff that they had left behind prior to March break, so they could do the virtual learning. We needed to make sure once we had that plan in place, we needed to test it against the Renfrew County District Health Unit, and they were really great to assist us and give some recommendations and make sure that we had a sound process in place. And I think by and large, it's worked very well in terms of how our staff have responded to it and how they've managed to engage it.
Now, in the early stages of the program, they were trying to figure out whether multiple or single distribution areas would be the most ideal for the situation, but they ended up going with multiple schools all over the county.
It really was at each school. So we, in the early days, we thought what was the best model, but at the end of the day, when we had, students reaching out to their teachers or having those conversations with their teachers or principals, it just made sense to have people, that's where they go to school, generally, back in the old days. They know where it is. They know the names and faces. They know the entry points. So there was a comfort and understanding there. So we said we would just set it up at each school site, and that's how we proceeded.
Lots of changes have been tossed at parents, students, and teachers, and this was just one more item on the list that has made a difference in the help with learning from home during COVID-19.
For everyone involved, it's, parents or staff, it's been a challenge to sort of shift our thinking and our behaviors to respond to this. But I think everyone's been patient and been willing to sort of learn with us, as it were. And I think if there is any challenges, I think at the end of the day, what I've been hearing is that, if there's delays or those sorts of things, hangups or waits, it's because we're doing it for the right reasons, which is we want to be safe. We want to make sure that you get the equipment and the technology, but we want to make sure it's done safely, both for staff and for the parents. So I would say, Trevor, really, again, though, by and large, it's been a positive response.
Communication is the most important item right now for everyone, and at the school board, they are making sure by using a number of different methods to get the word out.
So part of that is the importance of communicating and sharing. We understand, again, that there is folks that maybe don't have the access. As we said, we're getting those devices for folks who don't. They may not be aware of what we're trying to do in promoting it, and it's great to be able to speak with you. This is part of sort of the continual ongoing promotion and communication, what we're trying to do. We will be running some ads in our print media partners this week and next around explaining what we're doing. But really it comes down to our school staff reaching out through phone, if it is an email, through phone, making those calls to the families they know or feel may not be aware of the opportunities that we have with respect to giving this technology out. It really is just a full court press, as it were, in terms of us getting everyone sharing this information. And then in terms of who we're inviting them or asking them to call, obviously the school is the source point. So their teacher, the principal, and then beyond that, as like anything else, they can call the district telephone number, the main switchboard, and we will make sure we will connect them to the respective department or person and make sure that they get that request fulfilled.
Staff from the school board and all over the county have taken to social media to stay in touch, maybe help bring a smile to someone's face, or even share a fun experiment for students to try at home.
We knew from the outset that we had staff that were really enthusiastic and really missed having the engagement with their students. We knew they were there. From our end, centrally, district-wide, it was more around just defining how they approach that work and those conversations. So, full credit to our staff, our professional educators who really are trying their best to engage their students in ways that keep the work relevant and the learning creative and continuing that sort of capacity. I'm just as amazed as you are in terms of some of the creative ways that they're doing it, showcasing that or having those conversations. Some of the videos that we have created, I think, is fantastic. Really, really good stuff, and hopefully it's landing with their students and showing that they're available and that it's all right to also to sort of have some fun in this, right? Because we don't need to add to the stress or uncertainty that we're all living under at this point. I would say, in terms of with respect to the ministry announcement last week, I just wanted to maybe add some clarity around that, because we've had some questions from parents interested in it, and that was around the iPads that the ministry and the government said would be available. So there's just a little bit of clarity around the details of that. So there was, at the outset when it was made, saying, free iPads or iPads would be made available. And really, it's yes, but, and so in the sense that boards will still have to pay for it, and there is a cost involved. And I guess I would say, just from our end, we went ahead prior to this announcement and purchased those Wi-Fi ready devices and cellular devices, because we knew that we had the need here in rural Renfrew County. So our plan and process, I think, is well at hand, and it doesn't appear, based on our numbers that we have right now and the order that we have, that we will need to tap into that, the ministry iPads that they're making available to the boards for purchase. we feel our response right now is adequate and can meet the demand that we have. And is sort of fiscally manageable from the district side as well. So just wanted to make that clear as well.
Remember to catch up with us at yourtv.tv for all our COVID-19 coverage and full-length interviews. I'm Trevor Riley. Thanks for watching.
This is a song that I was going to play. It's a song from the new EP. I'll just play a little bit of it. And I'm going to do it much, much lower than it is on the record so I can sing. It goes, white lines flying on the home stretch. Soon as I drive by that welcome sign, I don't need no map. I know this town like the back of my hand. Speed limit sign says 55 and I'm going too fast. It's where I learned to drink. It's where I learned to drive. And how not to do both at the same time. Catching up with friends. Have a couple laughs. Nice to see you. Hey man, yeah, it's good to be back home for the summer. Running those red lights, flashing at midnight right off the highway. Holding like thunder in a circle of headlights. Same old spot, everybody knows, everybody goes home for the summer. Home for the summer.